Good morning. Today we're going to do blind contouring. Blind contouring is where you don't look at the paper. So it's a bit more difficult because it's really hard as when you're drawing, and as a designer or an artist or a mini artist, it's really hard not to look at the paper. So what you can do is, well, what you need, pencil, fine liner if you've got one. This is a Sharpie, so it's a bit thicker. You can get fine liner ones, but I haven't got any that are working at the moment, typical. You will need also a mirror to look at your face while you're doing your blind contouring. So we're going to do a face one first, or you could look at another person. That's quite a good idea, and do a portrait of another person. So we're going to do a face one first, and then we're going to do an object one. So the object could be anything. I've picked a can of soup because it's got quite a lot of detail on it. And again, it's going to be really hard not to look at the object. To colour, you can use watercolours. I like to use watercolours on this kind of art, or you can use coloured pencils, colour pens. They all work quite effectively. So to get started, I'm going to do my face first. So I've got my mirror here. And turn it round. I've got my paper. I'm going to just put this down so you can see my paper a bit better. There we go. It's nice and snowy outside for a change. And I'm going to start to do the blind contouring. So the best thing to do, I'm going to start at the top. Actually, I'm going to start from my nose. So think about where you want to start. Do you want to start from the eyes? Do you want to start from the nose? Do you want to start from the top of the head? And place your pencil where you think that is on the paper. So you've got a good starting point, because remember, you are not looking at the paper. So that's where it gets a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to start from my nose. I'm going to place the pencil where I think my nose should be on the paper. And then I'm going to start. And the other thing with blind contouring is you don't take the pencil off the paper. Go around from my head. I think my mouth will be about here. So you're just looking at, I should have really done my eyes at the same time, but I haven't. I'm doing ear. It's really difficult not to look at the paper. And then I'm going to do my hair, because my hair is kind of coming down at the side, and then a neck. I think my neck is, and a bit more hair coming down, and voila, there is my blind contouring. So you see everything's together, kind of. I've actually gone quite well with the eyes. They're a bit close together, but yeah, you don't take your pencil off the paper. So 2 hard challenges. 1, you don't look at the paper. 2, you don't take the pencil off the paper. Then what you're going to do, you're going to add your colour. So I'm going to use watercolours. So I really like watercolours. I've got a bit of a different paintbrush today. So you can get these watercolours as well, where they're a bit like pens. And this is the brush with them, if I can get the lid off. There we go. It's got quite a nice fine tip. You can put water in here as well, but I'm going to use my water as well. Actually, I might use some of these because I've got quite nice bright colours. So I'm going to go for a bright pink, and you just brush it on, and it'll come on, and you think, oh, that's not very. It's a bit like a runny out pen, so the pens looks like the pens run out. It's not. It's fine. That's just how you brush it on. I'm going to go for quite contrasting colours. I'll go for blue in one eye, and I might go for, let's see, a green in another eye. Green's a bit nice yellows here. yellow lips. Oh, that's very luminous. Oranges. Again, you might think, oh, it looks like you run out of pen, but it's not. If you do have these, it's not. It's just the paint. So what I can do now, get my paintbrush. There, start adding the water. Just nice and neatly. Sorry, just looking at the top of my head there. If you get too much water on your work, just get a piece of toilet roll or a paper towel and just dab it. And it's quite nice just to always clean your brushes well between colours. Always have a tea towel or some paper towel. And it's a bit like when you do a wiggly pattern, you paint in the different blocks that you've created. And there we go. And the colours look really nice and really standing out. Nice and bright. My lips are a bit mad. I'm going to go for a red, dark red for this side of my hair. If you want to, like I said before, if you want to, you can see where it's hit the water, it's gone darker. If you want to use coloured pens or pencils for this, that's absolutely fine. It's just I love my watercolours because they're so versatile. I don't know what colour face I'm going to go for. I think I'll do the neck first. So I think I'll go for a purple neck. Again, I've just hit a little bit of water there, so see how dark it can go. So when you're using these, yeah, it does look like the pen's ran out, but it actually hasn't. And there we go, so there's my neck. And this is how it's looking so far. So I think I'll use my normal watercolours. And I'll do a green here. It's not very dark, so I'm going to go for a darker green with these. What I think I'll do with my face, I'm going to go for kind of like a splatter kind of effect, but not splattering. Gone over on the eye there a little bit. So I'm going to wet my paper. Now if you look, oh no, it's not, it's all one. Now you have to be careful when you're going around the other colours, because as you can see, it can start to bleed out. The same's happening on the mouth as well, but actually it's quite nice, it's working out quite nice. And the eyes bleeding out a little bit, the hair. But again, that's the magic of watercolours. You can have lots of different effects taking place. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get some random colours. So I think I'll go for an orange. And I'm just going to dab. Give myself some spots. And get some more water. And just dab it on where I've put those spots. Just let the water do its magic and spread out. And there we go. So it looks a bit mad at the moment. What I need to do, I need to let that dry. Just spread out at the bottom there. I need to let that dry, and then once it's dry, I will go over it with a fine liner or a Sharpie. What I'm going to do next, I'm just going to dab that. So I'm going to do it on the back. So if you just let it dry first and then dab. So I've dabbed that all off. Still let it dry before I use the Sharpie because it's still wet. I'm just going to use the back of the paper for the next one. So the next one, so there's my portrait. The next one, blind contouring, I'm going to do an object. So I'm going to do a can of soup. I'm just going to move the mirror out of the way. I've got my soup in line. Any kind of object, you could do fruit. Fruit's quite good if you go for like a bowl of fruit. A bowl of fruit would be excellent. Any kind of object that you want to do. So again, when I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start at the top of the can. So just think, where are you going to start from? So you could do middle, bottom, top. I like to go from the top of things. So I'm going to go from the top. I'm going to move my paper back a little bit so I'm not looking at it. I'm just looking at the can and I'm going to make a start. So I'm doing the top of the can. I'm going to come down and around the side of the can. Now there's some nice shapes, but again I'm not looking. There's some text there. I'm just going to do wiggly lines for the text. And then there's some nice round tomatoes because it's tomato soup. And there's kind of on the lid there's a little pull top, and there is my can of soup. So yeah, it looks really crazy, but once you add colour, so I can see my tomatoes, I can see my top. I'm gonna be quite literal with the colours on this one. So I'm gonna use my reds. That's quite a nice tomatoey red. A bit orangey. I'm going to do my tomatoes. I'm going to do a different red for going around the can, a bit of a darker red. And there's actually some, it's like a goldy colour. So I'm going to try and find a, that's more of a peach. I'll go for a yellow. And the red is kind of mixing to look gold. And then in the middle there's actually black. So I'm not going to go black, I'm going to go grey. I don't want to go too dark. So around the writing, it's dark. And then the top of the tin, I'm going to go lighter grey. And around there. You might be thinking, oh, that looks absolutely horrendous. But once I get my paint on, I'm going to go around the tomatoes first. Oh, I need some green for the tomatoes as well, because there's green on there. You can take your time with this. I'm going quite fast. You could let the paint dry in between each one. Again, you don't have to use paints, you can use coloured pencils, coloured pens. I think, ooh, too much red on there. If you got too much of a colour, just dab it. That's the magic of watercolours. and it disappears. So I'm going to put some more grey on there. I go for a bit of a darker one. Yeah, that's better. It looks so much better now. And I'm going to add my greens. I'm going to go for quite a bright green because the picture's quite dark. And the green's kind of blending in with my oranges and yellows. So I'm going to go for a bit of a darker one. That's better. There we go. Quite like that. Different. And again, I'm going to go over with, so I'm just going to dab it. I'm going to go back to, actually I'm going to go back over that because the colours look really good darker. So I'm just going to go back over the tomatoes because the tomatoes look much better when they're darker. Go back over with the green as well. The green might come out a bit brighter now. That's better. Much brighter. And that's the nice thing with watercolours. You can add and add, you can take away. A little bit darker around with the grey as well. And even though at the start you might have thought, oh, that looks like loads of scribble, it actually does look more like the can now. So what I'm going to do, because I want this to dry, I want it to dry quite dark, I'm going to stop the video and then, sorry, looking at the top of my head again, need to stop doing that. And then I'm going to come back and it'll all magically be finished and I'll see you soon. I'm back, and with the magic of time travel, I have fine lined both pieces. So there is my blind contouring portrait. Remember, it's called blind contouring because you are not looking at the paper. You're not looking and you're not taking the pencil off. And then there is my can of soup, and I really like the tomatoes. I think they look excellent, and you can kind of tell that it is a kind of something that has tomatoes in it anyways. But have fun with it. I know it's really hard not to look at the paper, but it is great. It's a great technique for proportioning, so getting your sizes. So again, when you think, so there's my can, and there's my picture, and there's my portrait, and there's my head. So the proportions, my nose to my eyes, to my mouth and to my ear, are not too bad. So it's a good way of practicing where to place things as well. Even though you're not looking at it, you're kind of using your brain waves to get it in the right place as much as possible. My eyes are a little bit close together, but again, if you look, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my ear, my hair, my neck, my chin, it's all kind of pretty much in proportion. And the same with the lovely can of soup. It is pretty much in proportion with that. And I really love the tomatoes. I think the tomatoes have come out excellent. And I can't wait to see your work. So please send me examples of your work, and it'll be fantastic to see. And enjoy and have fun.